What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever edition of Life's a Garden. That's right, guys. I told you I was going to do it, and we did it. Got the podcast up and running, man. I can't believe how quick we did it. I should say I did it. But, hey, man. I got a lot of support from a lot of people. Everyone told me I should be doing this. So when I brought it up, everyone's getting excited. I'm excited. It's looking good. We got some weak-ass equipment, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right? I actually like how the camera looks. I'm just using the camera on my laptop, and it looks pretty good to me. So we might be sticking with this for a while. Yeah, man. First things first, I want to give a shout-out to all the inspirational podcasts that made me want to do this. Starting at the top, with Big Daddy Joe Rogan, man. That guy's my god. That's who I pray to when I go to sleep. But no, I really only started listening to podcasts about like a year ago. And dude, that's like all I listen to now. So there's a bunch, I'm probably going to name drop I won't do it now, but I'm going to name drop a bunch of podcasts throughout my podcast just because they're the ones I listen to. And so I think that you guys should give a listen to them too. So first off, though, I do want to shout out another local podcast, one that I've been a guest on several times, and that's Thurston 10. Thurston 10 podcast. It's a sports top 10. Oh no, sorry, Verston 10. It's Verston 10. So it's a sports top 10 list, and then with a Bible verse included in that. And so I do a little bit of that with my buddy Pal. And then this is actually my second podcast that I've done, which would be, the other one is 406 Broncos. We talk all Broncos. And so you can check that one out too. We haven't done anything in a while, but that's with my co-host Mac. And this is the first podcast I've ever done by myself, though. So we're going to see how that works. And unlike the Bronco podcast, this one is going to be a lot different. I'm going to talk about basically whatever I want. We could talk sports. We could talk music, movies, world events. I might tell you some funny stories. Just whatever comes to my mind and whatever's, going on in the world. So yeah, I'm going to try and keep it lighthearted. I don't want to get too serious. I'm not a serious guy all the time. We'll be serious when we need to. I'm not going to tell you that we're never going to be serious on here, but I'm going to try and avoid, touchy topics cuz you get enough of that already, man. And so we're going to try and keep this lighthearted. I'll try and make you laugh, but I'm no comedian. So, I'm not going to label this a comedy podcast, but I'm going to try and make you laugh from time to time, but I'm also going to, maybe try and inspire you if I can, or make you think a little bit. We'll see what happens. Also, it's not just going to be, it's going to start off a couple episodes and, I'll throw in some all the way through of just me doing it like this. But after a couple of these, I'm going to start bringing some guests on just because, I'm not, I don't know. I want to do conversations. And it'll all just be my friends. I got a whole list of people I'm going to run through, and they're all great people. I got the coolest friends in the world, so we'll bring them on, and I'll bring my family on and all this stuff. So, hey, we're going to do the conversation pieces. And I think that'll be fun too. I'm not always the best talker. I might not always be the funniest guy. Don't know why I'm doing this, because those are like the key things you need to do a podcast. But hey, maybe it'll come through. Maybe we'll hit gold with this thing. This is only episode 1. I do want to explain the name, Life's a Garden. If you don't know it already, that comes out of Joe Dirt. One of my all-time favorite movies, probably in my top 5 all-time favorite movies. And the reason I chose Life's a Garden as the title of this podcast is because, like I said, lighthearted, but also inspirational. I think that sums up Joe Dirt as it is. That's why I love that movie so much. Don't know if Life's a Garden is copywritten, so fingers crossed on that. Pretty sure it's not, but yeah, we'll find out. And either way, I think David Spade and Adam Sandler won't mind because they seem like the coolest dudes in Hollywood. So yeah, no, I by the way, David Spade might be turning into, or no, sorry, he's not my favorite, but I might be turning into a number one David Spade fan, because that dude is funny and he's real. That's why I like Adam Sandler too. They're both like the realest dudes. Joe Rogan too, man, real funny, and I don't know. And these are guys that are millionaires, so you wouldn't expect them to be, you know, just like real dudes. But if you haven't listened to David Spade's talk show he does, check that out, because I don't know, there's just something about him that comes off as just this genuine real dude. For as much fame and money as he makes, guy's a nice guy. And Joe Dirt, funny ass movie, so that's why it's Life's a Garden, and that's what it's all about, man. Life's a Garden, dig it. All right, let's jump in here. Don't know really where I want to start. Okay, here's a good start. So, like I said, I'm going to bring a lot of people onto the show eventually, a lot of my friends, including each and every one of my bandmates. So if you don't know me, I am in a band. Check us out, Cutthroat, name drop in there. Get a little promotion in there for us. We're an up-and-coming band, so I'm not trying to overhype us or anything like that. But it's really exciting. I'm stoked. We got the wind taken out of our sails a little bit because of all this COVID stuff, as I'm sure it's taken the wind out of so many other people's sails. But yeah, no, we had a show lined up right before everything went to shit. And it was literally the week of, actually. It was on the 20th of March. And then I think it was on the 14th, everything shut down. It was right before St. Patrick's Day. So, yeah, got the wind taken out of our sails on that. One of the guys in the band, he wanted to, you know, maintain the social distancing, so he didn't come to practice for a while there. But fucker's back, and this last practice we had, dude, best practice we've had in a long time, because I think that wind's back in those sails. We've been writing a lot of new stuff. We've been planning just for merch and for future stuff, but it all depends on when things open up, you know? I mean, we were joking around saying we might have to make a protest for lack of music and do a concert, but I mean, those are just jokes. Hopefully music venues can open up soon, man. It's a struggling time for those guys, so support your local music venues, donate what you can, get out there, help them, because they're struggling the most, because they can't, you know, that's their livelihood. That's what they thrive on, is live music. And if they can't do that, man, there goes all their business. And if this keeps going for as long as it's looking like it might, they're going to go out of business, and then there's no more local music. So, like I said, support your local music venues, support your local bands. Like I said, we're just up and coming. We're still working things out. So hopefully we can get out there and get you guys some music. Worst case scenario, we'll start recording. We'll get you some music out there. But like I said, go check us out. Like our Facebook page, Cutthroat. And hopefully we'll have some content there for you soon. And hopefully, even more so, some shows. Because I cannot wait to get on that live stage. I love live stages, man. I haven't played a live show in 5 years, maybe. I've been in bands since high school, so, and I'm honestly, I've been in three bands that were doing shows and stuff, and I think I've only actually been on stage maybe 15 times, if that. But there is no better feeling in the world. I can't wait to get back out there, man. And I know, and this is the best band I've been a part of. We make some killer music. So if you get a chance, come check us out, man. It's going to be awesome. Jeez, what? Okay. Like I said, also, gonna try and avoid the touchier subjects, which I've started this thing at probably the most touchiest time, and which would be, you know, with Corona going on. And we got some race division stuff happening. I want to say race division. It should be race mending is what this is. But there's race stuff going on, however you look at it, which is touching no matter what. There are conversations we need to have. I'm not going to have tough conversations like that because I'm an idiot, dude. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff. And I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. I'm not going to, there's just so many ways you can rub people the wrong way with that stuff. And that's kind of where I want to go with this. So Facebook, right? I get it. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody's got something to say. And you should. That's your right. You should have the right to express your opinions, let people know what you're thinking. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty annoying to see everybody in times of crisis, in times of division or anything like that, decide that they're just an expert on everything. And that's what it seems like. Like I said, I get it. Everyone has opinions, especially when they're big issues. But I just hate people who just all of a sudden think they're experts. Whatever. Here's the point I really want to make. Have your opinions, man. Say what you want to say. When I go through my newsfeed, I see all this stuff that I, maybe agree with or disagree with, whatever. And I want to, leave a response, leave a reply or whatever, and or a comment, and say my piece on it. But lately, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna get involved in that because you can never win. You cannot win in those situations. You're not going to change somebody's mind. And if you're going to side with somebody on a topic, then you're just, people are going to start arguing with you there. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth the anger, the frustration, and the time you put into arguing online. Yes, I agree. These are conversations we need to have. But not online, man. Let's do this in person because it's, when you're talking to somebody face to face, you're getting a way better reaction. You're more likely to lash out on somebody online. You're more likely to be reasonable with somebody in person. Have these conversations in person. Have them with your friends. Have them with your family. Don't have them with strangers online. It's so much easier to dismiss or belittle people you don't know. And people whose lives, you don't know what people are thinking. You don't know why people say the things they do or act the way they do. So let's be more respectful, man. And the best thing that I've done is just ignore it. And there's so many times I've seen ignorant stuff, even like the most ignorant stuff. And rather than wasting my breath, wasting my energy on trying to convince them they're wrong, because they're not going to change their mind based on what I say. So I'm not going to waste my energy on that. And that's something I hope I can give to you to maybe think about. I've been guilty of it even after deciding I wasn't going to do it. I'll have late nights where I've been drinking. I'll get on there and I'll say my stuff, and that's the worst. Those are worse than just saying it normally because I'm going to I'm not going to say the things I want to say properly. My words are going to be misconstrued because I'm inebriated. I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about. So that's the worst, man. I've had some bad ones where I wake up the next day and I just have a slew of comments, just people getting pissed off at me. And that's not a good feeling, man. And that's not what I want. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for other people. It's just so much easier just to slide past it and be like, okay, it's out of my mind. And once you do, it's the best feeling ever. You just move on to the next thing. And honestly, the only reason I even have Facebook is for memes and for news, because that's where I get a lot of my sports news. And you'll rarely see, and band stuff, I'll get on there for band stuff, but you'll rarely see me posting anything anymore. I'll share some stuff, but that's about it, because there's no, this will be my new platform for getting my opinions out, really, because you're looking at me. You're hearing my voice. You can hear my inflections. You can hear, my sincerities and my griefs. You can't do that when you're reading. when you're reading some typed letters, you can't get your point across the way you want it to be put across. And these are tough times, man. I get it. People are frustrated. People are they're locked in their homes. You know, everybody's got a voice, and everybody wants to be heard. I get it. Just be kinder to everybody. I think that's truly the message that everybody wants to give off anyway. So that's all I want to say about that. I really don't. I'm not into the social media stuff, man. I don't like how like aggressive people get on attacking each other. It's just not. It's not cool, man. Be more self-conscious and be more like. Just think about the things you want to say before you say them. That's another thing I've been really like trying to focus on for myself. Like that's kind of something I decided with like a New Year's resolution that I've actually been sticking to pretty well, I think. And that's just trying to put yourself into other people's shoes. Like give yourself some perspective on why people say the things they do and why people act the way they do. I mean, I get cut off in traffic. That pisses me off. But I don't know what's going on in that car. I don't know if they're in a rush to get somebody somewhere important. Maybe somebody's hurt. Maybe somebody's just having a bad day. We've all had bad days. I've driven like an asshole. I've blown up at people for no reason just because I was having a bad day. And you know, that's just something I'm trying to be more aware of, is just why people do and say the things they do, whether that's out of anger, whether, you know, I've seen people say things that were like in a happy way, but out of context. So there's something strange there. Think about why they're acting the way they are, whether it's good or bad. If they're acting happy in a bad situation, that's not a good sign always. You know, if something bad happens to somebody in their life and they're acting like it's not a big deal and they're acting, you know, they're covering it up with humor, maybe they're really sad inside, dude. You gotta put yourself in their shoes. And especially when it comes to like racial issues or sexuality or gender, you know, I'll never ever know what it's like to be a black person. I'll never know what it's like to be any ethnicity other than the one that I am. I'll never know what it's like to be a woman. You know, struggles happen to everyone. You look at me, you might not know that I grew up poor. Right? So that happens too. You don't know who's growing up rich. You don't know who's growing up poor. And that affects your life too. You don't know where people have grown up. Maybe they grew up in a really bad neighborhood. So give people a break and try and understand people, because I know I'll never understand the struggles that other people have, and I'll never understand the luxuries other people have, because, you know, I have some luxuries of my own that I've been blessed with, but, you know, I'll never know the luxuries that the insanely rich have, and sometimes that's not always good, you know? Sometimes you need a little struggle in life to move forward and to have a better, and just to have some self-respect and some grit. You got to go through some struggle, and I truly believe that. I know it's helped me. I've had struggles, and I think I'm the person I am because of that. So here's another good antidote. Rather than dwelling on your struggles, use that as your fire, man. That's why you are that's why you're the person you are. Your struggles mold you. So use that as fuel, not as a something to dwell on. You know what I mean? It's getting a little too serious in here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the first episode to be so serious. You know what I mean? But those were just a few things that I jotted down that were on my mind. We are living in tough times. It's hard to not be serious. So I apologize. we'll be more lighthearted from a few more episodes. And you know what? When we get into conversations, it's going to be a lot of fun because, me and my friends have a lot of fun, especially if we start drinking a couple. We might have some fun conversations. I'm going to try not to drink on this, though. I get really dumb when I drink. And there's nothing more that I hate than the sound of my own voice. You have no idea how shitty editing these things are going to be because I hate my own voice. And you know what else? You're never going to see me without a hat because the hair is going. And you're never going to see me without the headphones because the ears are growing. So, unlike my voice, I can actually stand looking at my face because all the shit that I hate about my face is covered up. So we're good. But no. When I start drinking, I start sounding like this. I start mumbling. And then I start laughing like an ass. And I hate my laugh even more. So, I will try and avoid drinking on this. And I say some stupid shit. So, we're not going to do that. Coffee, water. That's the way to go. All right. Let's get into some more lighthearted stuff. Okay. So, I know everybody has those memories throughout their life, whether they were recently or 20 years ago. When you look back on these memories and you relive them, you can't help but cringe. Because they're the most embarrassing moments of your life. Right? Think about that. Just take a moment, and everybody's got one. And you always have that one go-to, where it's like, my embarrassing memories, I think about them probably once a month, or they just come to me randomly. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when I did that. And you can't help but just be like, yep, that happened. I did that. But honestly, the more you talk about them, the more you talk about your embarrassing memories, I feel like you just kind of forget, you kind of let them go. Because I was trying to think of some of my most embarrassing memories, and I noticed that the ones that I've told people all the time are the ones that I'm not so much embarrassed about anymore. They're kind of just funny. It's kind of like watching a movie over and over again. You kind of, it loses its luster. But then I start thinking about ones that are, I kind of forgot about, or ones that get brought up. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Forgot about that. And cringe. So, I'm going to tell you a couple of my most embarrassing stories. This one is probably the most recent. It was on New Year's Eve. I was out having dinner with a friend, and we got all dressed up. It was like the 20s party, right? We're all dressing up like 20s. So we're all dressed up super nice, go out for a nice meal before we go out and get shit-faced. And so we're at this really nice Italian restaurant. We're kind of tucked in the back room a little bit. There's maybe 6 tables back there, all 2 tops, 2 to 4 tops. And so we're sitting there, we're having a good time, drinking some wine, hanging out. Food comes in. I ordered the chicken parmesan, one of my favorite dishes, period. No matter where. I've never had a bad chicken parm. We're sitting there, eating it, and first bite of my chicken, yep, I swallow it, and you know how you get that like, if you take too big of a bite, and it kind of gets caught in your throat a little bit, and you feel like, you just kind of got to like muscle it down a little bit because it just gets caught in your throat a little bit. That's what I thought happened. And so I'm like, and she looks over at me and she goes, are you all right? And I go, yeah, I'm good. Just give me a second. And so I go to swallow again. I have never, ever choked on food. Ever. And so I immediately like, nope, not good, not good. I knew I was choking. So she, like, panics. She gets up. Thank God she's nurse certified. Comes up. I stand up. She fucking Heimlichs me. First shot. Got her on the first one. Boom. Go. Oh, no. It was 2. Because I remember she hit me. She goes, you good? And I go, mm-mm. Hits me again. Boom. Came out. Never in my life have had to have the Heimlich maneuver. I've choked on drinks. Sure. Everyone has. Never choked on food. Sat back down, looked around. Everybody's looking at me. Of course. And dude behind me goes, you all right, man? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I tried to laugh it off, but deep down inside, so embarrassed. God. And I tried to laugh it off. She was a nervous wreck. She was so, like, startled. Didn't even think, shit, I might have died that night. If she wasn't there and didn't know what the fuck she was doing, I might have fucking died. Didn't even think about that. Didn't even register to me. Like, when you're choking on something, that shit's scary, dude. And it didn't even register with me. I still don't think I grasped the concept of, like, might have died. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I survived. I'm a survivor of chicken. Choked on chicken, dude. Choking my chicken. Fuck me, dude. With a pretty girl. Had to save my fucking life. Thank you, by the way, for saving my life. So funny, though. God. And, oh, dude, that's how I started my lovely 2020. Because God knows everybody has a great 2020 this year. That's how I started this shit. By almost dying. And it keeps trying to fucking kill me. Corona? Dude. What the fuck, 2020? You tried to kill me immediately. And it hasn't stopped. It keeps coming for me. I ain't gonna let it get me. I gotta make it to the end of this year. We're gonna do it together. Fuck, dude. I can't believe that. I almost died to start this year. Let's see what else I got. More embarrassing moments. There's so many. There's so many to choose from. Here's a funny one. Not so much embarrassing. A little bit, but. So, I was down in Denver with my cousin. My cousin lives down there. And we went out for some drinks. Now, this was within, like, the first year that I had been drinking. I hadn't been drinking for, maybe a year. So I'm still new to this game. I must have been, like, 23, 24. Something like that. Yeah, sounds about right. And we're hanging out on Colfax in Denver. And we're bar hopping a bunch of dive bars. It was so fun. And we're just knocking back shots. Dude, I knocked back probably 4 or 5 shots that night. I can't even hardly do one anymore. Like, I can, and they gotta be bitch shots. Like, I could only do bitch shots. I can maybe do one, like, solid whiskey shot, and that's it. But, so here I am doing all fucking, like, whiskey shots. And I'm still, like, green as goose shit at drinking. And so, we go on through the night and ate this bomb pizza. Might have been the best pizza I've had in my life. If you haven't eaten, like, pizza or a greasy burger just when you're drunk, dude, best food you'll ever eat. And so I ate this bomb-ass pizza, and we staggered back to his place. He's got this dinky-ass fucking basement apartment. Almost fell down the stairs. We get in there, and he goes to bed. He crashes. I lay down on the couch. Instantly start getting the spins. Instantly. And I think that might have been the first time I ever had the spins. Got up, ran to the bathroom, and just puked my guts out all over the floor. Well, it wasn't. It was. I actually made it to the toilet, but of course, I got it some other places. Felt so bad. I think that was the first time I ever threw up due to alcohol. And I've honestly only thrown up maybe 4 or 5 times due to alcohol. That was the first time. And if you've ever thrown up when you're drunk, you're like, oh, like, you know you got to clean that shit up. And I did. I was, like, trying my hardest. But you're still, like, drunk and, you know, swaying around. So you might not get it all. And so I go back to bed. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. And I hear my cousin in the shower. And the first thing that pops in my head, I'm like, oh, shit. I hope I did a good job cleaning up in there. Like, that would be so embarrassing if I did that. And pretty sure I was talking shit that night, too. I was talking shit like I could hold my liquor like an idiot. So that would have made it even more embarrassing. And so I hear the water go off. I hear the curtain slide open. I hear him step out. And then I hear, what the fuck? And I just sit there like, man. What did I do? And dude, he was pissed. He was good about it afterwards, but just hearing him, what the fuck? Knowing what he was seeing, that sucked. That wasn't as embarrassing though. I've gotten over that very quick. Let me see if I got one. What time? How much time we got on this? Oh, dude, it's only been a half hour? What? I feel like I've been talking forever. Shit. I wanted to go an hour. This might only be like a 45-minute. Hoping those conversations... I know for a fact when I have other people on here, it's going to be longer. I just didn't want to run through all my stuff right away, but that's all right. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. There's got to be another... Fuck, it's only been a half hour? What the hell? Okay. That's all good. We're going to keep rolling here. Another embarrassing story. What do I got? Fuck. I had a good one. I can't remember what it was now. I'll tell you my most famous one. It's another puking one. And this is one that I've told 1,000 times that I'm not even embarrassed about it anymore. But it was extremely embarrassing. So, it was in high school. And, I was sick all day. Like, I felt my stomach was just sick all day. Made it to lunch. Had a Sprite. That was it. Just wanted to calm my stomach down. I knew I only had a couple classes left and I could be done. I was probably going to miss the next day. So I tried to muscle it through. Should have just left. Next class is English. Sitting there in English class. And we're doing presentations. So we had like these prepared speeches or whatever we had to do. Presentations that we had to go up in front of class and say. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, got up there and puked. No. Somebody's up there talking. I'm sitting here literally just zoning out, eyes forward. And without even warning it, Sprite all over me. Got on to the people next to me. I instantly stand up and I look at my teacher and I'm like, I'm gonna leave. And she says, uh-huh. Like, she was terrified. She wasn't being a bitch. She was just like, yeah, get out. And so I grabbed my backpack, just swooped it up by my elbow, and I just rushed out. Because, and can you imagine the horror in that room after I left? I never even thought about that, honestly. After leaving the room, I never even thought about, like, the damage control that had to be done. Holy shit. They had to, like, clean it up. And, like, everybody must have been scarred by that. Didn't even think about that till just now. Anyway. So I'm running down the hall. I feel another puke coming up. This was a time in my life when I didn't wear a belt. Don't know why. Just never owned a belt. And so I'm running down, and I used to wear stupidly, like, big jeans. So I'm running down the hallway. backpack like just draped over my elbow. I'm like trying to hold it up, and my pants start falling down. So I'm running, holding my pants, holding my backpack as it's falling down, and I'm just like running down the hall like this. And threw up in my hand, made it to the trash, threw up there, went down to the teacher or to the principal's office, was like, hey, I gotta go. I'm dying, mostly of embarrassment, because I did feel better after throwing up. And luckily that was a Thursday, because I did not go in on Friday, missed the whole weekend. I dreaded going to that class, sat down, nobody said a word to me. And I just remember thinking, you goddamn right, don't fucking say a word. Because I was really relieved. I wasn't being a tough guy about it. I probably would have cried if somebody said something to me about it. Because I was kind of a bitch. Dude, you want to talk about embarrassing shit? Crying. I can't... that is like the worst. It's just crying in front of people as a guy. Like, if it's something that's worth crying about, like a funeral or something like that. And I've cried at like weddings and shit. But, dude. Just like when you're a kid and somebody yells at you and you start crying. Man, I can't tell you how many times, every time I had to call my call my grandma from school because my homework was late or something like that, dude, I'd start crying because I was in trouble. And that's the most embarrassing shit. Okay, one more, last embarrassing story, because this one takes the fucking cake. Probably not, but it's a good one. I was in elementary school, and it's not a throw up one, so you're good. I'm in elementary school, and I brought, so back in elementary school, you had hot lunch and cold lunch. Hot lunch was, lunch they served there. Cold lunch was lunch you brought from home. So this is like the first time I've ever brought cold lunch, right? And so I sit down. I'm the first one to sit down because you had cold lunch. You got to sit down first. I'm sitting there like, yeah, got my cold lunch. It was just like a Lunchable, I think. It was just like probably just like a cheese and crackers fucking Lunchable or something. And so I'm sitting there thinking I'm hot shit. Yeah. Got my cold lunch, so I gotta stand in that fucking line. Bitch. Yeah, that's what I said when I was in first grade. You know me. So, I start opening up my Lunchable. And fucking boom! Lunchable everywhere. All over the place. And I am just devastated. Fucking... Probably the worst thing that had ever happened to me up to that point of my life. And I'm just crying in the middle of the lunchroom like a little bitch. The lunch aide comes up to me. She's like, hey, she felt bad. She knew how, she was like, we can salvage this. Like, I got to keep my little Capri Sun and my candy. It was like a candy bar. The rest of the shit was ruined. She's like, we can save this and we can save this. We'll get you a sandwich and blah, 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 blah. They were very nice to me. Ruined my day. God. Now I'm just thinking of all these embarrassing shit that happened to me. Like, now that I keep talking about them, like, all I can think about is just these flurries of embarrassing shit that's happened to me. Because there's so many. Fuck, I could talk stories all day. Got so many. But I'll save some more. I'll save stories for later. Let's see. I'm gonna have to fucking dive deep on this one. Oh, dude. Here's a good one. Okay, back to social media and what a fucking joke it is anyway. What is it with this YOLO shit? And I'm not talking like the phrase YOLO. I'm talking the YOLO that's on Snapchat. Okay? Probably the biggest attention grab in the history of social media, because the only people I ever see using YOLO are these girls that all they fucking really want are these thirsty ass dudes to tell them how hot they are and how much they want to fuck them. And you know why I know that? Because they post them. They put them on their stories. They're like, here's an example. So the first YOLO is always the first thing they put on is make me laugh, or tell me something funny, or tell me something interesting, or something just vague. Like, or the best one is, I'm bored, let's try this. And so, but then the following snaps are always like the screenshots of the YOLOs that they received, and 90% of them are dudes saying, I'd fuck you so hard. Oh, how about a titty picture? And then, like, just nasty shit. I've seen some nasty shit on there. And, yeah. But them posting that shit, tells, and they always have a little response, and it's like, in your dreams, fuck you, disgusting guys. Why are you posting it? You know that's what you're gonna get. Especially these girls that do it constantly. Because they know what they're gonna get. They want that. These thirsty ass fuckboys, better term, to, yeah. They want them to fucking, to tell them how fucking hot they are. That's what they want. It's so fucking annoying. Because they try and act like they're being, victimized, which they kind of are, let's be honest. Dudes are just disgusting. And, yeah, but they want that shit. They want that. They want the guys to tell them how hot they are and how much they fucking, it's annoying. It is annoying. But not me. You know what I do when I see that YOLO shit? First thing you gotta do is wait a while, because they can always see who's seen the thing. I tell them what's up. I'll just straight up tell them not the meanest shit. I'm not a bully, but I'll tell them the truth. I'll just straight up be like, you just want this shit so you can get attention. Or, hey, just point out something that's so obvious. Like, I'm a dick on that shit. But I'm not trying to be harassing. But I am a dick. Because why not? It's anonymous. What a joke, dude. That YOLO shit, fucking a joke. Done with that. Stop doing it. If you're somebody who does that YOLO stuff, stop it. Just come out and say, hey, fucking look at me. Hey, tell me how beautiful I am. Tell me how much you want to stick it in me. Because that's what you're asking for every time you put it on there. Because if you didn't want that, you wouldn't post all the disgusting shit people send you. That's my thought. Let's see. I'll close with this. So, this one's okay. That was kind of an attack on women for dumb shit they do. Because I don't think I've ever seen a dude use YOLO. Probably never. But here's something I see dudes do a lot that fucking annoys me. Why do guys need to brace themselves at the urinal? If you're a dude listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The guy comes up to the pisser, fucking whips his shit out, and then elbow on the fucking wall. Has to, like, brace himself as if it's gonna fucking shoot him back. He's gotta, like, prepare for this fucking piss. What? Why? I just don't get it. I've never done that. Why would you want to touch that nasty wall anyway? I'm not touching anything. Barely touch the fucking flusher. Usually it's an automatic flusher. I used to get really weird. It used to like not register to me why guys would spit in the toilet before pissing, because that's something that almost every dude does. Never understood it, but now I do. Because for some reason, when I turned 25, every time I walked up to the urinal, started salivating. Don't understand it. Can't explain why. But you just do, and then you gotta spit in the fucking urinal and pee. And I hate myself every time I do it, because I used to rag on those dudes all the time. I'd be sitting there pissing, somebody would come up, beside me and then start peeing, and I'm like, just really had to spit, huh? But now I get it, because I do it too. But you know what I don't do? I don't lean. It's the strangest thing. I don't understand. I still don't get it. Like, are you tired? You need to take a little rest at the urinal and don't get it. I'm going to start saying something to those guys too. I'm going to say, you need to go to bed, man. You tired? If you're that tired, just go sit down and pee. I don't understand it, man. I saw that the other night. That's what made me think of it. I was out somewhere the other night, and I saw some dude doing that, and I seriously almost wanted to be like, why are you doing that? But rule number 1 at the urinal, never talk at the urinal. Guys, if you're pissing next to me, you better not fucking talk to me, and you better not fucking lean. But never talk at the urinal. I hate that. And I've had that more than I'd like. You're standing at the urinal, and then you got the dude comes up next to you. And always it's something stupid too. It's always like, I can't even think of it. Huh, pretty wild out there, huh? It's like, I guess. I really try not to. It's rude to ignore people, so I typically don't. I engage them in conversation. But what I need to start doing is, nope. I just need to start, pretty fun night tonight, huh? Getting pretty drunk. And then just, nope. No talking. Face forward. Eyes front. No talking. If you want to talk to me, let's wash our hands and then go talk. But don't you talk to me while I'm taking a pee. Two dudes talking to each other with their wieners out should never happen. Should never happen. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's how we're ending this thing. Two dudes, wiener in hand, should never conversate. Words should never be exchanged when two guys are dick in hand. Hey, really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate anybody who's watching this, especially if you watch it to the end. I'm probably going to clip apart a couple of the pieces that I think are just good solo pieces and probably post them like that. So if you don't want to watch the whole hour long, you can watch the little pieces that I post too. But man, like it, share it. I'm gonna probably get this on Facebook. Facebook. I will post it to Facebook. But if you want to see them regularly, I'll put it on YouTube. I'm gonna put it on Spotify. So subscribe to me on both of those. I'm gonna try and do it weekly. Heck, I might do it twice a week. Depending, like I might do one solo one, and then one guest one. Because I got a lot of guests coming, man. And you don't know any of them, because they're my friends. Unless you're my friend and you're their friend, you don't know them. And you're going to get to know them, because I'm going to ask the hard-hitting questions. Dude, it's going to be fun. I actually really can't wait to get some guests on here. I got some good stuff. But I actually like doing this by myself, honestly. I think it went well. I think it sounded good, besides the one part I had to edit out. I only slipped up once, man. seriously, guys, thank you a lot for watching this, and hope you guys have a good week. Hope you guys stay safe out there, and just remember, man, life's a garden. Dig it.